I want to talk about culture within our temples or projects that we're working on. And I want to talk about legacy. So one thing we see that as we develop culture in our temples, culture means the way we do things, what we value, how men treat women, how women treat men, the kind of food we eat, the way kirtans are done, the kinds of relationships we develop, all these things create culture, how we interact with one another. There's a tendency that when the next generation comes, they will copy the culture that was already created. And the reason they'll copy it is they'll think, well, this is the way it should be, because, and the reason is given, this is how we've always done it. So maybe not even the next generation, but the next set of managers come, and there's a tendency to repeat what we've always done, even if it doesn't work. So that's one thing we have to consider, because we may leave a culture that is in some ways dysfunctional to the next generation, and then they'll inherit a dysfunctional culture and they may not change it. So legacy is important. We want to think what we're doing now, how will that affect devotees 60 years from now, or 40 years from now, or 30 years from now? What are we passing over? And it's interesting to think, if we continue doing what we're doing now, what it will look like in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And often we'll see it's not going to look the way we want it. In some ways it will, in some ways it won't. But, you know, like for my generation, when the younger generation comes, they'll look at us, and when they take over the movement, they might ask questions of, why didn't you deal with this? Why didn't you deal with that? And what can we say other than we failed? So think about yourselves now. Think about what you're doing. Think about what the legacy you're going to pass to the future generations of ISKCON. And it will help sober you in your attempts to make ISKCON better and to make yourself better.